And one of the guys who was kind of like really raising this conversation, the Rise Act, interesting to me that it was an act that was well became law, and this was I mean there was some bipartisan support for it, but it was largely a Democrat move. And we had the governor on this show, and she basically said, "No, you guys are getting 1,400 from Biden. You don't need a Rise Act." I mean, I'm even serious. That's basically what she said, which is confusing to me because the Rise Act's a law. And Senator Moylan now joins us. Senator, were you kind of surprised by the AG's opinion? I think a lot of people were. I was talking to some friends in between, and they said they were kind of shocked about this opinion.
Yeah, no. Yeah, good morning, Christian.
Morning.
But no, well, my surprise was that the answer came back so quickly, which I'm glad for. But the surprise, no, because I think that was an obvious answer also. That through the experience in legislature, we know that the laws are different, right? It affects some people, it doesn't affect others. But as long as it's for the good of the whole, then it's all right. And the RISE Act was to help those in that situation, 30,000 that we know of, to have additional subsistence. These are the people that are usually the ones in the long lines waiting for food. That's what the intent was for this bill that became law, which was unanimously passed, and then put to side, if not for bringing it back to the attention of the governor with the new $661 million coming in, that she has a direct authority, which she made it very clear that it's up to her. It's her prerogative. So, we're at this point, we're basically demanding that she ensure that it gets done. And the other day, we sent another unanswered letter to the governor offering, if you are still uncomfortable, governor, you have three choices of being a governor. Amend the RISE Act to something new formula. We can create that formula too, showing that it's within this bracket of people with reduced hours or lost income. It's not that hard. And then introduce it or yourself, or have a senator, make it a Democrat senator if you wanted to, or even do it in executive order, like the Pari Salapit program. You did that with $600. And I would say, if you're going to do that again, make it $1,000. You have $661 million coming into your pocket. And so let's get moving, right? Let's get Guam moving. Let's stop piddling around. The question was already answered by your attorney general. If you have other reasons, then revise the law. Call us into special session if you want, or just eliminate that whole process altogether, and do an executive order that you did before in the Pari Salapit program. So how much more excuses do we need of not wanting to pay the people of Guam? I think we have more than enough. And now let's do the right thing. You've had your question answered by your attorney general promptly and correctly. And what else is there that you need to know, Governor, other than let's pay it out when we get the money in? And I know you're watching the checkbook to ensure when that money is deposited. And when you do, that should be make it an executive order. Call it your own program. It's fine. Take whatever. Who gets the credit? I don't care. I just like to see the people of Guam get what is due to them, that the legislature have passed into law, and make it happen. So I'm very thankful, and I'm glad that happened.
Right on.
All right.
Yeah.
If we could do it for Zudum and Gaffa, we can do it for...
I just don't know how the governor's advisors advised her to take that position, and now you got... I mean, it's too easy. It's too easy for you Republicans to come on and be like, hey, pay the people. I mean, you're right. Pay the people.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It was a one-page answer from the attorney general.
Yeah.
It was, he tried to explain it, I think, as gracefully as possible, but something we already know, that attorney general's opinion. He said, if it's for the good of the island, it's for the good of the island. Does this trump what Joe Biden wants to do? Of course not. You have complete authority of $661 million. You did it before with the Pari Salapit, so do it again.
Yeah.
For the RISE Act. Yeah. My goodness.
I mean, yeah, it's just kind of looking like the governor doesn't want her people us to have money out here or something. I mean, it's just ridiculous, really. It's a law.
Yeah.
Thank you, Senator.
I sure hope not. But, all right. All right.
How
So I'm
much
looking
of it
forward
though
to
do
that.
you
Go
think
ahead.
that it kind of sets this precedence? I mean, yeah, obviously it was done with Zuderman Goffa, but by mandating that you use federal funds to pay for this, if the legislature can do it with the RISE Act bill, then who's to say that they can't do it for other things
Right.
with this 661
Very true. And
million?
yes, and that's the objective of our economic recovery plan with Senator Tony Atta and Senator Chris Duenas and myself, where we introduced 6 bills to address that. The credit card program, which the governor has talked about before but never implemented, that's a bill there to utilizing federal funds prioritized, and then general funds once federal funds are no longer available to do so, if general funds are available. So yes, following the same wording as the RISE Act, you can do many more. We did employees, right? There's another bill there. I think we did 6 bills to address that. And today at 11 o'clock, we're having a virtual forum informational briefing specifically describing these 6 bills that can use the federal fund money to help put it back into the people's hands by credit card, by displaced workers, allowing 1 year's salary for displaced workers to go back into companies paid for by the federal government. That will really help small businesses. And energy payments, rent payments as well. Another 2 bills there too. So there's more bills to come that we're looking at with the same formula that we can address to the governor. Please do these things. We've learned for 1 year the problems that the people have. Have they gone away? No. What do, right? What are you going to do, Governor? Am I going to wait for your plan of action that, while you're waiting for the money to show up in your checkbook? And why aren't we seeing your plan of action? And then you're letting us know that you're going to show us your plan of action, and then hear what we have to say. We've heard that before. We've seen your plan of action with $116 million. We offered input, but it was never implemented. To this day, with the RISE Act, we're still fighting for things to happen. So in the meantime, I guess that's the only way we can communicate. You invite the Democrats, you invite the speaker, you invite the Democratic leaders. Am I invited? No, I'm told, why don't you call me up? So for what? I address my letters with a conversation, right? Would you like to make an appointment? I'll be happy to. I'm bowing to the governor, to Adelupe's ability and time, and I can rearrange my schedule. But yes, each of my letters said I'm very interested to meet with you to discuss. But nothing seems to be happening, and still the governor is fighting.
I know, Senator. I got it figured out.
Reasons are.
Do you have any cookies? You get you some cookies, get you some guardsmen, you just march on Adelupe.
I'm a former soldier as well, right?
Problem solved.
Same thing, like I'm a former soldier too. Yeah, I serve my country as well, and I can do that too. Is this a Marjorie Greene situation where, we got to get past that?
Yeah, and I get Governor Lou and Marjorie Greene and Governor Lou saying, "I want the federal money only to go to my plans. My plans, totally, not the RISE Act." Senator, we got to run, but thank you so much.
All right.
Okay, see you, Esta. This list of these expenditures that came out. This is going to totally change this whole conversation with the 661 million, because I think when these senators go through this list, they're going to see that there's questionable things here. And when the governor had the authority through the emergency health superpowers, she was given contracts to her friends and family. That's what you're going to see when you look through some of these expenditures. And I think senators are going to key in on that, and that's going to change the whole tone of this discussion about who's going to have the authority, who's going to have the say, and where and how this $661 million is going to be spent, because it's clear the governor was basically in her vetoing of Bill 11. She was basically saying, "Hey, I got this.